everyone, welcome to Christina Cakes It. I'm Christina and today I'm showing you how to mail cake slices. I do a lot of shipping and it's mostly out of necessity because I have a lot of loved ones that are just scattered all over the country. And I have shown you guys how to ship a whole cake, how to ship cupcakes, how to ship baked goods, and how to ship a cake pop cake. And today I'm about to change your life because I'm going to show you how to mail cake slices. So the cakes I have in front of me are each 3 layers, and this cake is a 3-layer chocolate cake with peanut butter filling, and it is frosted with chocolate ganache. And this cake is a 3-layer vanilla cake with vanilla buttercream, and it's frosted with a white chocolate ganache, and then it actually does have a really thin layer of white buttercream over it. So these cakes are gonna get sliced up and they are going to go all the way to Denver because it is my nephew Declan and nephew Kai's birthday. And I always send my nieces and nephews treats, and this is what they requested. When shipping cake slices, you are gonna need a few supplies, and I always ship everything using a flat rate box through the post office. I use these because I can get the boxes ahead of time and it's a flat rate, hence the name, no matter how much weight goes in the box, and generally they get to their destination in about 3 days. So you also are going to want some tissue. Mine is color just because I always like my packages to look really pretty when my recipients open them. And I have some packing paper as well that I'm going to be using. So I want to keep my cake slices pretty protected, and I'm going to be putting them inside this Ziploc Tupperware. I always use the 9-cup size, which is the large rectangle. You don't have to use this size, you just need the size that's going to fit into the box securely. Before I start slicing these cakes, I have a few considerations to share with you guys. And I even wrote them down because I wanted to make sure I wouldn't forget anything. When you're shipping cake slices or really any baked goods, the biggest thing that you want to be aware of is the weather. So the reason that I am using chocolate ganache or buttercream to frost the cakes is because ganache has a melting point of about 85 degrees and buttercream actually has a higher melting point of around 95 degrees. And so knowing that, you probably would not want to ship your cakes in like the dead heat of summer. And if you are shipping cake slices where it is a little bit warmer, you would want to put in cold packs like I showed you guys on my how to ship a cake episode. The other thing to think about when you're shipping cake slices is the type of cake that you're going to be shipping. So let's begin with the types of cakes you don't want to ship. So basically, if your cake needs to be refrigerated, like it contains anything perishable, like just don't even try to ship it. Like that's definitely a bad idea. So stay away from like cream cheese frostings or fruit fillings, anything of that nature. As far as frostings go, I would definitely recommend sticking with the ganache or the American buttercream. Definitely stay away from the Swiss meringue or the Italian meringue or like any whipped cream frostings because you are basically setting yourself up for a mailing disaster. So now that you have all of the tips, let's go ahead and get started by slicing up these cakes. So you could slice your cake in like the classic cake wedges, but those are gonna be a bigger piece of cake and you're just not gonna be able to fit as much in the Tupperware. So I'm gonna do like the horizontal slice, and I like this slice anyway. Like I like it for birthday parties. It's just like a really nice, neat cake slice. So I'm just gonna start by cutting off my little edge of the cake. And so from here, I'm just gonna cut my slice into thirds. And you get these nice, even cake slices. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to wrap each slice in saran wrap. So we obviously don't want any parts of the cake exposed. And I'm actually going to cut some of these edges off just because when I fold it, I want the package to look a little bit cleaner, or the slice of cake. So that looks really clean and nice. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing for my chocolate cake. And I should mention that if you want really clean cake slices, go ahead and wipe your knife off, like in between cutting. So the reason that I came up with this idea is because I actually saw these beautiful wedding cake tasting boxes that like bakeries were sending on Instagram, and they were packaged like so pretty, and they were shipping, you know, obviously like all over the country. And I was like, huh, I bet I could do that just with my cakes. So hence this idea came to light. So now that all of my cake slices have been wrapped, I am ready to start packing them. And it's probably worth mentioning that my 2 3-layer 8-inch cakes made a ton of cake slices. I actually even have a little bit left over. And so not only are my nephews in Colorado going to get a box, I think I'm also going to have enough to even send another box to my twin niece and nephew in Virginia. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to start packing in my cake slices pretty tightly into my Tupperware. And this works out pretty perfectly because it looks like I can get 8 slices in each one. And I'm gonna actually wrap each Tupperware in my press and seal. You don't have to do this, I just feel like I like to do a lot of steps to ensure freshness. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put a label on each of these so my family knows what they're gonna be eating. So now these are ready for the box. And I'm just gonna stuff a little bit of packing paper down in here because I don't want these to move at all. I'm also going to stuff a little bit on the top of the box just because there's a little bit of room in here, and I really just don't want them to move around. My cake slices are ready to ship out, and tomorrow is Monday, which is my favorite day of the week to ship baked goods. So my husband will take this to the post office for me tomorrow, and they will definitely get there in time for my nephew Kai and Declan's birthday. And I hope that you guys enjoyed learning this technique, and definitely send some cake mail. Your recipients will definitely appreciate it. And if you did enjoy this episode, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.